you with my crazy smile. Am I too dirty? Am I too flirty? Do I like what you like? I could be wholesome, I could be lonesome, guess I'm a little bit shy. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me without making me try? Try to be like Grace Kelly. All it looks for too sad. So I tried little Freddie. I've got an identity, man. Brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be purple, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. Gotta be green, be mean, gotta be everything more. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me? Why don't you walk out that door?
So there we go. I am on mute. The famous words of 2021. So here we go. I got my audio sorted out again. So welcome back to FET Fest Live. And it is an absolute pleasure to be here with you this afternoon for a special edition of What's New in Microsoft EDU with the one and only absolute superstar in a one-note purple cape, Mike Tholfsen. But before we go live with Mike, we have a massive surprise for all of you here at FET Fest. We have a very special guest joining us this afternoon to pop in and say hi from the Flipgrid team. We have Kozma in the back channel here with us, and we are so excited to give Anne the floor and say hi from all the team. Flipgrid is an absolutely game changer, wonderful, fun, creative, powerful tool to use to build student voice and choice into your classrooms. And it will give me great pleasure to hand over to Anne. But there's one thing I just want to share. I spotted on Anne's Twitter account last week that kind of 4 years ago, Anne posted a tweet asking for help with Flipgrid. And here we are now. I'll let Anne share the rest of the story with you. Yesterday, we had the fabulous Laura fill our cup. Well, I can guarantee you that Anne Kozma will fill your cup with positivity today as well. Anne, you are so welcome to FET Fest.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And hello, FET Fest. I am so excited to just have a few minutes with you today. It's morning here in the United States, so I'm getting to start my day with you, and I'm so excited. I hope that you are having an incredible week already, and as you go into this time at FET Fest, learning and sharing and celebrating ideas and community. On behalf of Team Flipgrid, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all that you are doing to empower your learning communities. I'm a teacher helping teacher, and teachers helping teachers, plural, with all the S's. And I, as Ashley said, 4 years ago was brand new, and I didn't know what Flipgrid was, but as a lifelong learner, I knew I could go to my PLN and ask my network and ask my friends around the world on social media, hey, what is this thing? I want to push buttons. I want to play to learn. I want to explore new possibilities. And folks came through and responded to my very first grid. And now 4 years later, I have the honor of working alongside you all to help you as you empower every voice. And I'm so excited that you get to hear from Mike Tholfsen and all of the incredible things coming up with Microsoft EDU. But I wanted to take a moment and show you three quick things that I would love for you to know about. And so I'm going to share my screen real quick, and you should be able to see that. Let me pop this over. And you are looking at our registration page for Flipgrid Live, which is coming up on June 28th. So one of my friends on the back end is going to drop into the chat, aka.ms/Flipgrid live, and it should take you to this registration page. We would love for you to join the rowdiest virtual party of the year as we release all of the new features coming to Flipgrid. And I cannot give away any secrets, but if we were in person, we would be having a big celebration. And so we want to have the biggest virtual party and share and celebrate you, the incredible ways you support and empower your learning community, and reveal some new things coming to Flipgrid. So that's one thing, aka.ms/Flipgrid live. We would love to have you join this party. And it might be late night, so tune in from wherever you're comfortable, on your couch, at home, in your pajamas. It's going to be a party. Another event I would love for you to be aware of is just our Flipgrid events page. We do host our own professional development, but what I really want to point out are the Flipgrid live events. And we have a series every Wednesday where we bring experts and inspiring creators all around the world to your classrooms and communities. So we have a series coming up. World Oceans Day is coming up later this month, so we're going live talking about saving the coral reefs. We're diving into World Ocean Day. We're collaborating with a team talking about sharks and superpowers, and then whales and walruses. So we have a whole outdoor adventure you can tune into no matter where you are in the world. And you can access this site at aka.ms/Flipgrid events. And that just hosts everything in one-stop shop for you. And then the last little bit of information I would love to share is just the Flipgrid Discovery Library. If you are not familiar with this database, I love to call it the treasure chest. It is a pot of gold at the bottom of a learning rainbow. That's what I say all the time. Learning is an adventure, and this is a database of over 37,000 ready-to-use topics for you. It's right inside your Discovery or inside your Flipgrid account. You simply click on the button that says Discovery, and we have a shortcut to those Flipgrid live events. We're calling out incredible partners, topics of the day. You can browse by subject, find your content or curricular area, or go in and view all of these partners. Let's see how quickly my hotel Wi-Fi will load and see if these can get loaded up. But you will see just a resource full of incredible, ready-to-use topics. And gosh, that's loading so slowly. Sorry about my hotel room Wi-Fi, but what you will notice is topics. And when you go in to use one of them, you simply click Add Topic and bring it into your own Flipgrid community. So check out the featured collections, check out the Discovery Library. Sorry, my load time, not only making it from the central part of the United States all the way over to Ireland is a little bit slow, but friends, I just wanted to take a minute and wish you nothing but absolutely the best as you gather at FET Fest, as you learn this week, as you have fun checking out all of the new Microsoft EDU tools. I just, again, on behalf of Team Flipgrid at Microsoft, want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do to empower your learning community. I wish you well. I wish I could be there someday in person, and we will keep the learning going together. So much love, admiration, and respect for you. I just want to send some virtual love, say cheers, and thank you, thank you, thank you for all you do. So Ashley and team, thank you for having me, and I cannot wait to see the rest of the learning that's shared across social media, Twitter, and all the places.
Thank you so much, Anne, for beaming into us from stateside this morning. Or this afternoon, this morning for you. It's wonderful to have you, and I know you're zipping straight off to deliver a PD session. But thank you for dropping into FET Fest and giving us some of your contagious and infectious positivity. I love it, Anne. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, friends. Have a great day, and we'll see you out there.
Thanks, Anne. Okay, so next up on FET Fest, we have the absolutely fantastic Mike Tholfsen. Are we ready for a special edition of what's new in Microsoft EDU?
Hey, this is Mike Tholfsen from the Microsoft Education team, and it's great to be presenting at the FET conference, and thank you, Ashley Stevens, for inviting me to present. I'm going to be showing what's new in Microsoft Education. I'm a product manager on the Microsoft Education team, and I'm on the teams that build a lot of the stuff that I'll be talking about today. So let's get started. Now, just at a high level, I hate using the word unprecedented because it gets overused right now, but it's still true. Schools, universities, everyone is trying to struggle around hybrid learning and remote learning and everything in between. And obviously, online infrastructure is really critical. Communication tools and collaboration tools, a lot of the things I'll be talking about today with Teams, for example, are critical. Inclusive access, and I'll be talking about some of the new tools for the inclusive classroom, and then user readiness, which is really another way of saying professional development, training, and learning about all these new updates with technology are all really important. Now, Microsoft Teams is really our hub for everything in education, whether it's class or staff or PLC. We bring together everything in one place, your apps, your assignments, and everything else that you might need in education. Now, before I get going with the new features, I'm giving a shout out for my own YouTube channel because many of the things I'm going to be showing today are either on my YouTube channel in great detail or they will be coming soon. I'm always posting all sorts of updates to the latest and greatest. And as a bonus, if you're not on TikTok already, here's a reason to join. I've been posting little micro tips for Microsoft tips and tricks on my TikTok account. If you would have told me a year ago that I'd be posting on TikTok right now, I would have said, you're crazy, but it's actually great for micro learning and little small bits of content and learning. So check that out as well. Teams is our digital hub in education that brings everything together in one place. First up, Reading Progress, which was our big announcement on May 4th. Reading Progress is currently in private beta. This is really a tool that focuses on reading fluency and how to give students more practice. As an example, Crystal here might be practicing reading fluency. She has to read in front of her teacher, which might make her a little bit nervous for these reading fluency checks. The teacher, on the other hand, cares about Crystal's reading fluency, but she has to check it regularly. Often she'll use a paper, stopwatch, and pencil, have Crystal read that passage out loud while Mrs. Peterson marks her mispronunciations, insertions, omissions, etc. And many teachers find this really time consuming and they know that fluency is important, but they don't have time to check the fluency as much as they want. So we asked, how can Mrs. Peterson help Crystal practice reading more often without having to go through this process the entire time and still get insights? That's where Reading Progress comes in, and it's targeted at new and struggling readers. But in our early testing, we're seeing Reading Progress used with middle schoolers with fluency checks, high schoolers, English language learners, special education, also world language practice. As you'll see, you can read and record video out loud. So this is how the flow works. We're going to start with the teacher. Mrs. Peterson will create the assignment. So in Teams, you make an assignment, you add the resources. You'll choose the Reading Progress if you're part of our early beta testing. Then you're going to upload a Word document passage, and we'll have PDF support in the future. You upload your Word document, enter the reading level, the genre, and other information, including record video or not, and then you attach this to your assignment. Now, Crystal here receives that reading passage, and she's going to open it up, Geography of Earth. Similar to Flipgrid, there's video and audio recording, and Crystal will click Start Reading. She'll get a countdown like this, and then she'll start reading the passage. Also, we have built-in immersive reader technology, so Crystal can customize this reading passage in a way that works best for her. So she'll finish up the reading here and click I'm done to submit, and then she'll hit I'm finished to upload and turn in the assignment, like here. Now, Mrs. Peterson will get that assignment, and in the Teams Speed Grader, right here, she'll open up Crystal's work. Automatically, we'll have Auto Detect, which will allow the teacher to automatically see what words were mispronounced, omitted, inserted, also self-corrections and repetitions. And you can go through and manually mark up words. So you don't have to use Auto Detect, you can turn it off. You can jump to Word, which jumps to video and the word at the same time. So you can see in the upper left here, you can play the video, you can watch and hear what Crystal was reading, and it allows you to automate a lot of that process that you're spending a lot of time on and get feedback to the students and capture fluency more often. The last part is tracking progress over time. So we capture insights and data through data insights that are already built into Teams, and all of this is free. So you can see here we have insights on Crystal, her words per minute, her accuracy rate, and we can track that over time. You can filter by student or by class or by reading level if you've entered reading level. You also get a word cloud. Down at the bottom, you can see what were the words that were the most trouble in terms of what Crystal was working on. Looks like vocabulary and thoroughly were most mispronounced. And you can get this same data across an entire class, just like this. So that's reading progress. It rolls out broadly in the end of August across the US. Next up, what's new in Teams assignments? So one of the big announcements we made in early May was improved navigation. So you can see here on the left-hand side, we're moving things like assignments and class notebooks, grades, and insights into one place on the left, along with channels. So that will free up some of the space on top for your general channels or other channels, and it's just a nicer, easier way to navigate. It's simplified. Another top request was now we have assignments on the calendar. So if you have class team and you're making assignments, the teacher and students can see these assignments on the calendar. It shows up in Outlook as well as your team's calendar. Apps and assignments is coming later this summer. So I can add apps like Nearpod and Buncee, and you can see a bunch of different apps. You can attach those to your assignments. So now you can integrate your favorite EdTech apps right into Teams assignments. That's coming later this summer as well. Group assignments. This has been a top request for a really long time. Now in assignments in Teams, you can create small groups and you can make an assignment to that group. In this case, they've created a whiteboard that they're turning in as a group project, and the group can turn in a single piece of collateral for that group project, like you see here, turn in for group. So this is going to be a really great way to enhance collaborative projects in the classroom. We also are adding video assignments to start out teacher instructions. So now a teacher can add video instructions to the assignment like you see here. I can click and start my recording, and then I can attach that recording to the assignment and then distribute it to the class. So having that audio and visual description of the assignment, and we hope to add more video integration later this year. Another top request has been, can you integrate forms directly into assignments? Currently, when you create a form or a quiz inside of Teams for Education, it launches you out into the browser. Now what you see here is an example of that quiz that the teacher is creating shows up right inside of the frame of Teams. So tighter integration. This is also rolling out a little later this summer. And then there's some whiteboard integration. When you create an assignment, you can create a new Word doc, Excel spreadsheet, PowerPoint, or OneNote. And as you see here, soon you'll be able to create a whiteboard canvas that you attach to the assignment and distribute out to all the students to work on. So we're adding a new file type right here for assignments. Another one is attaching a photo. So if I'm using mobile, whether that's a phone or an iPad, I can now, from that assignment, take a photo of my work, like here. I can crop it. I'll hit confirm, and then I can just hit done and attach it to my assignment and upload, and then just turn it in. So this is rolled out right now for mobile assignments, so math or other STEM, it's kind of harder maybe to attach. You can now just take a photo. Class Notebook has some great new integration. OneNote class notebooks for Teams. I can now assign a page to students as read-only. So for example, instead of distributing a page with a bunch of images that's really big to all my students as a single page, I can just leave it in the content library and instead distribute a link to that page, which saves storage and bandwidth. Next up, apps and insights for Teams that we've just announced. One is the Teams Math app. You can install this now. If you search for apps in Teams, you're going to see a new Math app. Really great. You'll see I'm adding math directly to conversations in Teams and posts. I can add them into chats. We're bringing math into Teams in a much broader way. So this is available now. Another one is Immersive Reader is coming to iOS and Android apps in Teams. So any chat or conversation, you can see here I push down and I can launch the Immersive Reader on this right inside of my mobile app, both iOS and Android. This is coming later in July. Reflect is our social and emotional learning app that is now built into Teams. It allows you to check out the class climate, take a pulse, ask students how they felt about an assignment, ask how they're feeling today. Very common in the analog world. This makes it more digital. You can view student feelings over time. You can gauge the class climate. Reflect is out now, and it's also getting integrated into our broader Insights platform. And speaking of Insights, we just launched a couple of weeks ago. Class notebooks now have Insights showing up in the Insights platform right here in a class team. So previously you could see information on Word documents, Excel, and PowerPoint. Now you can also see, hey, who was touching their class notebook? Are they editing a section? Were they going through there? You can see different examples of where they were editing the class notebook in which section and notebook. And we've also brought Insights to mobile. So the teacher view in Insights now, you can see education insights, communication, activity, and then later on, we're going to have reading progress insights and spotlights built right into the teacher's mobile app. That's going to be rolling out later this summer as well. And Insights for education leaders. We call this Education Insights Premium. We announced this in May, and it's going to be public later this summer. This allows you to roll up Insights data across an entire school or district. So in this case, you can see all the different grades in Maple Leaf Elementary, and you can see the different workloads, the support, you can see the school climate, which is really, really interesting to aggregate across different grades or schools. This is rolling out later this summer. Moving on to LMS integration or Learning Management System integration. We're adding Class Teams LTI app to integrate with LMS. LTI is an open standard, so any LMS that has LTI will be able to add a class team for communication, collaboration, chat, meetings. In addition, we're going to have Teams meetings have LTI integration with LMSs. So maybe you're in an LMS like Canvas or Schoology, and you want to add Teams meetings via LTI, which is an open standard. It will be very easy to attach to your course in your learning management system. You can see here. And then also we're going to have tighter integration with Teams meetings and Canvas. So Canvas is one of our great partners. There's a great integration directly between Teams meetings and Canvas, and that's rolling out in the summer. Teams meetings, what's new? So one is presenter mode. This is rolling out in later June. You can see we call this newscaster view or the standout view where I'm overlaid right over whatever content I'm presenting. Makes it more engaging. You can see the students on top and the educator in the standout view. Dynamic view is similar where you can see that the videos on the right hand side can also move to the top. If I put the videos across the top, they can recalibrate. You can pin multiple videos. You can pin sign language interpreters so you can make it more inclusive. Dynamic view is also rolling out in June. Presenting in Teams from PowerPoint. So in the upper right, if I'm in a Teams meeting, I can just open up my PowerPoint if I'm getting ready to present and click Present in Teams. And with a single click, it uploads that deck into Teams, puts it into PowerPoint Live Presenter View, and I'm ready to go. Disable video camera. This has been a top request for a long time. If I want to disable all the videos in my class or just enable certain cameras, I can do that. You can do on the three-dot menu here, disable all video cameras, or you can say certain people are disabled. So I disable one person at a time or enable one person at a time. And that's rolled out right now. Some breakout rooms updates that have just been rolling out. One is timing rooms, so you can set a breakout room timer. You can reuse rooms, so if I have a room that I've already used and I have a recurring meeting, I can reuse that room. And also participant reassignment when the rooms are open. So it used to be that you would have to have the rooms not started before you could reassign people. Now the room can be open, and in the midst of that, you can reassign people to different breakout rooms. So making breakout rooms a little more flexible with these new updates. Forms, quizzes, and Teams meetings. This is kind of like an interactive quiz or poll that you can launch right in a Teams meeting. So right here, what we're going to see is I'm going to launch this quiz right here, and it pops up and people can fill out that multiple choice quiz in real time. And also channel meeting support for forms polls. Top request, these polls for forms have only worked in one-off or private meetings, not in channel meetings. And we know that educators use channel meetings quite a bit. So here, you can launch this, and you can now have this in channel meetings with your forms polls. Whiteboard integration, so really cool live cursors right here. You can see different people moving around the whiteboards, and you'll be able to enable the cursor or disable the cursor if you don't want to see them. But it's really helpful for real-time and group collaboration, as you can see. And another great feature in whiteboards is the laser pointer. So you can see here, I can go around the screen and have a laser pointer that sort of disappears and reappears when I'm drawing on it. This is really helpful for those group collaboration discussions or real-time presentations on a whiteboard in a Teams meeting. Now, moving on from Teams, there are also a bunch of updates for the inclusive classroom that we're going to talk about today. Now, at a very high level, the way that Microsoft thinks about this is it's part of our core mission statement. Our mission is empowering every student on the planet to achieve more. And I like to say, our mission here is not about 86% of the students, or it's not about empowering 94% of them. It's about empowering 100% of all students on the planet. And with that, the first set of updates around the immersive reader. We've enabled the immersive reader in PowerPoint for the web, so now you can select any text on a slide, right-click and choose Open an Immersive Reader. It also works for the notes area of a slide, and it also works now as a button. You can go to the View menu and choose to launch the immersive reader on a single slide. We're also bringing Immersive Reader to Teams Mobile. So iOS and Android, iPhone, iPad, etc., you'll be able to push on any message to open up this little context menu, any message in conversations or any message in chat, and open that full Immersive Reader and do all the great things that you can already do in Immersive Reader. We've also just rolled it out to MakeCode. So for computer science and practicing coding, the Immersive Reader is now built into various aspects of MakeCode. It's also rolled out to SharePoint pages. You see here, click on Immersive Reader in a SharePoint page, and it will launch the full Immersive Reader. That's recently just rolled out globally. And right now, it's in the process of rolling out to OneDrive. So I can select a document or a text file and choose Open, and then open an Immersive Reader. And it's going to be opening up that full Immersive Reader. So it's right in the process now of rolling out globally in OneDrive. Another partner we've recently enabled is Discovery Education. You can see here, there's various aspects in the experience where I can go and click that Immersive Reader button. And this is in Discovery Education, which is a widely used app. Another area is Immersive Reader in Excel for the web. Let's say I have a bunch of text on a slide or set of cells. I will be able to choose the Immersive Reader and launch it right there in Excel for the web. Another one I'll throw in is we just launched Read Aloud for Irish. So now if you want to translate from English into Irish, you can do the translation in Immersive Reader and read it out loud. In the math area, we're rolling out equation tools, the same equation tools that you have currently in OneNote in Windows 10. Those are coming to Word for the web as well as OneNote for the web. So you'll be able to say insert math equations in Word or a OneNote for the web and add all sorts of rich math equations really easily. We're also bringing out math assistants in OneNote iPad and the old OneNote desktop. So iPad math tools are rolling out later this summer, probably in July. And for OneNote desktop, which is being rejuvenated, they are getting all the great math tools later in 2021. So we're really bringing Math Assistant and math tools and things like Immersive Reader for math. All of that are coming to iPad and desktop as well. Math Solver has rolled out recently in the Edge browser. What does that mean? Well, as you can see here, I can take a picture of any math problem. So right here, I'm doing a screenshot of a math problem, and then I say solve it. I can get the solution steps. I can get all these aspects that are built in right to the Edge browser. And actually, I've got a YouTube video recently on my channel that shows exactly how to do this step by step. And as I mentioned earlier with the Math app for Teams, another example here, you can do all sorts of cool math and graphing calculators right here inside of Teams if you use that Math app. Okay, that is the summary of all the new features coming to Microsoft Education. I've got the PowerPoint deck link right here on screen. There's also a QR code. You can take a photo. You can share it with your friends and neighbors. Also, I've got my email if you want to reach out. I've got my YouTube channel, got my TikTok account, Twitter. I will be posting lots of updates all summer long with the latest and greatest how-to videos and tips there. So check those out. And I hope you have a great rest of your conference. See ya.
Thank you so much for tuning into Mike Tholfsen's What's New in Microsoft EDU. There's so much new coming in the next couple of months, and this year in particular, I think it's wow. I think my head explodes every time I see some of the new things that are coming up. So there's lots of things for you to dip in and out of and play with over the summer as we prepare for next year. So we're going to wrap up this session there, because we are back in 30 minutes at 2:30 with FET. And we are so excited to share some of the wonderful best practice from ETVs across the country with FET in the afternoon. If you can't join us, you can subscribe to the FET YouTube channel, and hopefully we will see you back here in the live sessions at FET real soon. Thank you for joining in.